I like to snap. I like to snap because snapping is fun. Snapping is neat. Snapping is really, really sweet. Hi, everybody. How are you? I didn't even tell you I was coming on, which is fine. And if nobody's here, that's fine too. It really is. It's okay because you can watch replay. Who sang that song? Who sang Replay? Remember that song? It's from the 80s, right? Anywho, hi everybody. Hope everybody's great. Remember to just get all this stuff out first. Download the free app of our radio station called Kiki.fm. It is awesome because Al did it and still does it every waking moment of his day. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already, please and thanks. And also hit the like button because that's so uber important. Like really, like if you do anything today, just hit the like button on my video. I would really, really appreciate it. Hello to Janice from Vancouver, BC, Canada. Hi, how are you? Is it cold there? Because, all right, this is what happened. For those of you who don't know, I live in Rhode Island, and oh my gosh, I think it was yesterday morning. So my buddy Michelle sends a text out, look at the snow. It snowed here. She lives literally, all right, I'm going to say 2 towns over, but it feels like it's only one. And everything in her yard was covered with snow. At my house, nothing. We had like literally nothing. However, it's been freezing like in the 20s and 30s. And then another town over, they had a little dusting of snow. And then Al tells me today, I don't even know what state it was in, but they had a thunder blast or something like that, a snow blast. We had it several years ago here in April, and we got over, oh gosh, 8 inches of snow, something like that. And we did get it where I live. And it was the craziest thing, but it melted right away. So it was weird. Anywho, so another part of the country got a thunder blast boom of snow, and it's just okay. Enough's enough, Mother Nature. Can we just get into spring? Because I've literally had enough. It is so cold. So cold. But like I was saying to somebody yesterday, you know what? It's all going to switch at the drop of a dime, and we're going to be sweating, and people are going to be saying, oh my gosh, it's so hot. I can't stand it. And I'm going to be loving every second of it, loving every minute of it. Like Loverboy says, loving every minute of it. Like I love the summer. I love the spring. I love the summer. And fall is great. I love it. But then when it's hot fall, I don't know. There's something about hot fall that I don't know. It makes me upset. I can't explain it. But spring, summer, all day long, I love it. And it's almost here, guys. Almost here. Hello to Molly, chilly in Charleston, South Carolina. And Janice from British Columbia is saying it's chilly but beautiful spring day. Good for you. At least the sun is a shining, Janice, which it is not a shining here in Rhode Island. It is icky. It is rainy. It is cold. But you know what? We're here together. So that's a good thing. What happened this week, really? Did much of anything happen? No, I really have not much to talk about myself for this week. It's just been, a real, oh, here goes the nose. Here goes pretty quiet week. I didn't do much of anything, to be quite honest. Hopefully it'll be different next week. Hopefully. Next week is Easter. Do you even believe that? Palm Sunday is this Sunday. I don't know. I remember when my dad, right, politics, religion, whatever, my dad was Episcopalian, and he would take me to his Episcopal church on holidays. It was so funny. And he loved taking me to his church on Easter because they gave out these ginormous chocolate bunny rabbits. And I mean, I was all about it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go to church, Dad, because I know I'm going to get some candy. But it was so nice how they did that. And that's the church Al and I ended up getting married in decades later, which is so funny. So it's so funny how things work out in life, it's just kind of crazy. But anywho, hi, Kathy Waddle. How are you? And Janice says, I live very close to Mike Reno and his wife Kathy. See them every once in a while. They both are very sweet people. Mike Reno, he just seems like a cool dude. He just seems like a fun, cool guy. And I have yet to see Loverboy in concert. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, of course, been following him, since he wore his red leather pants in the 80s and his little, peace sign in the back of his pants on that album cover. Gosh dang it. Great, great, great band. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into all of our entertainment and classic rock news. We got to talk about the Menendez brothers. Oh, you know what? Since there's a commercial on my screen right now, if you guys have Hulu, you got to watch Got to Get Out. It's like a game show reality thing. It's really good. I just started watching it last night. It's good. It's good. So if you have Hulu, Got to Get Out, Spencer Pratt from The Hills, guys, he's so evil, but so funny. And I know it's a shtick because he seems like a really good guy, but you can tell he's just good at doing what he does for reality TV. There is no getting around it. And I love the fact that he supports his wife, Heidi. Now, if you don't know, the recent LA fires, which were completely devastating, I will dig into that next week. Let me write that down. And, we'll talk about what's going on there today because, of course, now we're not really hearing much about it, but so many people lost their homes and their lives, right? Well, Spencer is one of the people that him and his family lost his home. And he's been out there on TikTok, really, he's got a name for himself, but he's really, really gotten a name for himself now. And he's supporting his wife Heidi's record, she put this record out, 10, 15 years ago. Sorry, I don't know the exact number, but he got her to number one. Well, him and everybody who supported him, pushing Heidi's album from years ago. And, people razz on that guy, and I really don't understand it because he's doing what he's got to do for his family, and he's just supportive of his wife. He always has been. I just think they're great. I love them both. They were called Spidey at one point, Spencer and Heidi. But I just love Heidi and Spencer Pratt. Watch him on TikTok if you have that. But Spencer is on this Hulu show, Got to Get Out. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. Now, this article, we're going to be talking about the Menendez brothers. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my gosh, something came out about the Menendez brothers. So this is from TMZ. I got a few articles here from TMZ. So this article, the Menendez brothers will get their day in court for resentencing. Judge shuts down DA's motion. Now let's see what's going on here because I haven't read up on these guys for seems like a minute. So they're going to get their day in court to get a new sentence and possibly win their freedom. Now we talked about this months and months ago. It felt like it was possibly going to happen before Christmas. It was around Thanksgiving time that they were saying, hey, this is going to happen. Well, spokespeople for them. And there was an intense battle with the LA County DA, and the judge ruled in the Menendez brothers' favor. So the brothers appeared remotely in the courtroom this past Friday, yesterday, where DA Nathan Hochman and his team of prosecutors presented their case to the judge for withdrawing the petition to resentence Eric and Lyle, a petition that was filed by the previous DA, George Gascon, and which the newly elected Hochman vehemently opposes. So the Menendez brothers, they were dressed up in their prison garb, and everybody could see them on video, and they did react as prosecutors repeatedly stated they had not changed since their conviction because they never admitted their claim they purchased guns in fear for their lives was a lie. So I guess they're looking for them to do that before this all happens. Now, there were moments that Eric and Lyle were looking at each other. They were mad about what was being said. And you guys, this whole case has been brought up this past year, and I have my feelings about it. I have my thoughts. I have my opinions. What they did was heinous. I mean, however, other sides are coming out and they're really trying to prove the fact that Kyle and his brother, Eric and Lyle, were abused. So we just don't know because their parents aren't here. It's just, I don't know. But it was also so glamorized, when this happened back in the 80s. Who keeps popping in my head is that woman, Gypsy Rose. She offed her mom, and she has a TV show. She's had several. I don't get it. I just don't understand. I mean, when you are convicted of something, was she convicted? She had to be. She went to jail. But something so terrible, and it's your own family, but then you get fame over it. I have a problem with that. I mean, if you're getting fame outside of what you can control, like we talk about it, that's different. But when you're literally getting book deals, movie deals, TV deals, I don't know. But anyway, so let's see. Eric and Lyle. Eric and Lyle's attorney, Mark Garagos. Let's see. He ripped the prosecutors apart for presenting an SNL skit that only talked about the 80s and 90s and ignored everything the Menendez brothers accomplished in the more than 30 years since then. So I guess the whole gist of Eric and Lyle's case is that they're trying to say the brothers have changed since what happened. And that's a tough one. I think it's really difficult to prove that because they haven't been in real life, right? I mean, yeah, it's real life, but they're in prison. So they're not in mainstream society. And let's see, their lawyer said that they have rehabilitated while they have been in prison. He told the judge about a corrections officer who says he'd welcome Lyle to live in his neighborhood, and another man who is in prison with them who credits the brothers for improving inmates' lives by beautifying the prison's outdoor areas with murals and trees. Okay. So the judge denied Hockman's motion to dismiss the resentencing petition, meaning that the brothers and Garagos will be back in front of the judge next week to seek a new sentence. And there's, I guess, something on TMZ. The TMZ presents the Menendez brothers the prison interview. Oh, I haven't seen that. I have to take a look at that. I have Hulu. I love Hulu. Let's see. So their lawyer says that this is probably Eric and Lyle's biggest day since they've been in custody. And the lawyer went after prosecution for showing crime scene photos without warning, traumatizing the Menendez family members who were in court to support Eric and Lyle. Let's see. Oh, and if you haven't seen Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, in case you're not familiar with the entire case, I highly suggest watching that. That's on Netflix. I think it's still on there. But if it's not, I'm sure you can find it streaming somewhere. But that was, again, terrible story, but it was done very well. I think it was a little too long, but I did watch it. So now the sentencing will go down on April 17th, and Garagos intends to ask the judge to change their conviction from first degree to manslaughter. So if that happens, the brothers could be released from prison immediately. Oh, wow. Because they've already served way more than the maximum for manslaughter in California. Wow. So they could potentially get out right away. And that's what I think they were talking about last year when we discussed this. But it goes on to say, even if the judge does not do that, Governor Gavin Newsom has already sent the Menendez case to the parole board, which will review their case on June 13th to determine if they've been rehabilitated and if they're no longer a danger to society. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. I don't know. Have you guys been following the case? It's just been going on a very, very long time. Hey, Patty Taylor, how are you? Yes, AC/DC. Oh my gosh. Thunderstruck. I'm thunder snowstruck. No, we didn't get snow. Anyway, hi Nancy, how are you? And another story we've been following here on the channel here and there, this is from TMZ as well, is Wendy Williams. Now, I saw this. This was crazy the other day. I didn't read the whole article. I saved that for doing that here. But Wendy Williams, former talk show host, she was denied dinner with her niece and her lawyer. I mean, what is being done to this woman is absolutely insane. Do you not agree? I just, first of all, like, should she not be out of her guardianship at this point? Really? And let out of the place that she's been living? I don't know. What else is going on here? Because something's just not kosher. I mean, she seemed, the latest videos of her, it seems like she's doing well health-wise. So I don't understand are there things we're just not seeing? We're not privy to certain information? I don't know. I really don't. So she was going to leave her assisted living facility to visit with her family and friends because the guardian then said, no, you're not going to go out. You're not going out, even though it's your niece and your attorney. She planned a night out with her niece, Alex Finney, and her new lawyer, Joe Tacopina. They were going to have dinner at a New York City restaurant until Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, said that Wendy was not going to be leaving her facility, which Wendy has called a luxury prison. So let's see, the lawyer for Morrissey recently sent TMZ a letter stating that Wendy was not being kept from her family and she could see them whenever she wanted. But when things like this happen, it appears that's really not what's going on here, allegedly. And it's unclear why Wendy was denied going out with her niece and attorney, but this article says it may have something to do with Wendy's strong desire to end the guardianship. I mean, she's been saying this for how long? If she's of sound mind, I don't understand how this is still a thing. Hence, go back to Britney Spears and how that lasted so long. And you gotta maybe take a step back and figure, maybe that's why these folks are having a difficult time in life at certain points, because they're being controlled by someone or people who they do not want to be controlled by. It's just, oh my goodness. So TMZ says they heard if the guardianship does not end soon, Wendy will demand a jury trial and Joe will be her lawyer. And that would put her lawyer in opposition to the guardian, which would be quite interesting. And let's see. We do know that Joe and Alex are having dinner and they're likely talking over a strategy. So we'll see what happens. What happens with that? Again, still watching this entire case about Wendy Williams and what is happening with her. But also, this is from Vibe.com. A judge reportedly told Wendy Williams that her career is over at a recent hearing. So TMZ says that Judge Lisa Sokoloff said, "It's done." And Judge Sokoloff also accused Wendy's niece, Alex, of leaking information to the media and threatened her with sanctions for future conduct. Now, Alex Finney, in case those of you who don't know, is a news reporter in Florida, last time I had heard. Not sure if she's still a reporter, but she was at one point. And the judge allegedly, according to TMZ and this article from Vibe.com, called Wendy's family no good. And Wendy, of course, was hurt by those remarks. Now, earlier in the month, Wendy expressed her regrets about consenting to the courts appointing her a legal guardian to oversee her affairs. And Wendy has been under the guardianship legally of Sabrina Morrissey since May of 2022 because of health concerns. So why the judge would actually allegedly say to Wendy, your career is over, is mean. And why would you, what is the purpose of saying that? Maybe, I'm not going to say probably, but maybe Wendy had said, listen, I want to get back to what I was doing. I love what I was doing. She loved her career. She was, radio, TV, she did it all. So maybe she was saying, listen, I want to get back to my regular life. I want to go back to doing what I love. So for the judge to say your career is over is pretty crappy. So Wendy said, when she was asked about her potential return to TV, she said, I've been doing important things all of my life, and these two people don't look like me. They don't talk like me. They don't act like me. They will never be me. Not quite sure what that is referring to. And I'm guess she's referring to her guardian and someone else. But anyway, all right. So there we go. Wendy Williams, that's the latest. Now moving on to Coachella. Big festival, big music festival that takes place in California. I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to go to Coachella. I have not. To me, from what I've read, the vibe I get about Coachella, it's more for a younger audience, right? Shouldn't matter. We can do whatever we want. We can wear whatever clothes we want if we feel comfortable in it. I'm talking about us, my generation, our generation. We can do whatever we want. But the music at Coachella appears to be in the other genre of music that I particularly don't listen to all of it. I do listen to some of it. I listen to Lady Gaga. I listen to her. Don't know who else is there. I'm sure most people, I don't know. But I do know Brian May. You all do as well. Brian May, guitarist from Queen. He made a surprise appearance at Coachella only months after suffering a stroke. He had a stroke 7 months ago, and it did leave his left arm paralyzed. He joined Benson Boone on stage for a version of Bohemian Rhapsody. See, I have no idea who Benson Boone is. Never heard of Benson Boone. I've heard of Boone's Wine. Did you ever have Boone's? Was it called? It was called Boone's something else. Boone's Wine. It was like $1.99 when I was a teenager. Boone's Farm, right? Is that it? It was disgusting. It was absolutely gross. I remember I tried it one time and I said, it's not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. I need to get myself some real alcohol that I can consume underage, because that's what I did. I'm not going to lie. I was wretched. I really was. I was just a horrible, horrible teenager. I mean, listen, I got through life. You know what I mean? I got here. So everything's fine now, thank goodness. But yeah, I did one time buy that Boone's Farm. Does it even still exist? I don't know. And what do the teens do now when they need to get alcohol and they're underage? What do they do? Let's talk about it, because I have no idea. I'm not a teenager. Do adults just get it for them now? I'm clueless. What's the trend? There's got to be some type of trend. So if you know, let all of us know. So Brian joined Benson Boone on stage for a version of Bohemian Rhapsody. And this article from therap.com says that Brian appeared to perform the song without a problem, saying that, yes, Brian has done a great job and he seems to be a lot better, which is great. And Benson put a picture of him and Brian on Instagram and said, "Do we look happy? Going to treasure this moment on the plane with Benson Boone." A true this is from Brian May. Sorry. So Brian May shared a photo of him and Benson Boone. "Do we look happy? Going to treasure this moment on the plane with Benson Boone, a truly golden 22-year-old prodigy. I'm proud and happy to say we are now officially pals. Bree, however you say it." So that's pretty cool. So good for Benson Boone. You know, I mean, that's a boon to his career right there. That's a good shot in the arm. You know, Brian May of Queen, hello. So back in dude, this is what happens when you're just reading this stuff on it, live. In January, Brian May's wife, May, it says May's wife. So I'm thinking May. But in January, Brian's wife, Anita Dobson, told the Sun, not their son, told the Sun, the publication The Sun, that her husband was stable following the stroke. And she said, "The start of the year has been up and down. We both had the flu, but we took the kids to Lapland, 15 of them." Where's Lapland? I don't know. "Brian is stable now. Brian has never been happier since we moved." Where the heck is Lapland? I got to look it up. I got a lap. Do you have a lap? I'm going to do a lap. No, I'm not. Lapland. Where's Lapland? Oh, it's in Finland. Look at that. Oh, that looks pretty. Oh, can I share this? Let me see. I don't know. Oh, it's not letting me. Oh, that looks so. There's a video right here that I'm like enjoying. It looks really pretty. There's a polar bear. I can't even share it. Can I share it? Yeah, let me see if I can share it. Hold on. I'm going to share it. Wait a minute. Un momento. Let's do this. Now, there's no music or anything, which I guess is fine. Okay, ready? There it is. Look at that. Look how pretty this is. I want to go on a sleigh with Santa. Look at how gorgeous. Santa Claus Village, Levi Ski Resort, Wireless. I don't know what that is. Arkicum, a polar bear. That's at the zoo. The Snow Castle of Kemi, Lapland Hotels Snow Village. Oh, that's cold. Philanthropy, I don't know. And does that not look like a beautiful place? So yeah, go to Lapland, actually. I want to go now. Don't you want to go to Lapland? I feel like I do. All right, anyway, let's keep talking about the article. So Benson Boone, there's a spelling error right here. Can I just show you? I just got to show you. Me and my little being all anal about spelling sometimes. I'll show you. Hold on. Look at ready, right here. Boone. His name is Boone with no D at the end. Benson Boone. See? Look at Brian May even said it. Benson Boone, and then you go down here, and it says Boond. How does that happen? We have like Chat GPT and we have all these things to spell check. So that's just crazy. See, because people don't do things anymore. They leave it up to computers. And that's why I'm old school. And that's why it takes me forever to do stuff. Because I try to do things myself most of the time instead of relying on the computer, because things like that happen. This is a published article. I can't. But anyway. So Boone opened up Coachella Friday night. And he sang many of his popular hits, I don't know, and announced that his second album, American Heart, is going to be released in June. Good for you, Benson. He seems nice. I mean, 22. This is, just a youngster opening up Coachella. And let's see, moving on to the next thing though. Why am I talking like that? You know? I can't. But then this is from consequence.net. Lady Gaga had a very amazing performance, and let's just look at this picture. Now I don't know what it means though. I don't know what this photograph, like, did she have a video? I don't know, but let's read about it, shan't we? All right. So Lady Gaga closed out the first night of Coachella. So she was the headliner, right? And let's see, she had a highly choreographed headlining set that already ranks among the best in the festival's 25 plus year history. Well, it's Lady Gaga. I mean, she doesn't do anything not good. Let's be honest. She was in that movie. What's his name? That boy. That man. I can see him in my head. Bradley Cooper. A Star is Born. It was really good. I mean, honestly, I like the original because that's just me. You know, whenever there's a remake, you know how I am. Cover bands and remakes. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But I thought they did a great job. And she's an amazing artist. You know, she can sing, she can dance, she can act. It's just crazy. So let's see. She had a 20-song set, which is unbelievable at a festival. I mean, that's big. That's like a whole concert, for crying out loud. And it started off with a pre-recorded message voiced by two versions of herself, one dressed in red and one dressed in white, kind of like the Abracadabra video. Do you know that song? Abracadabra and umana. That one, oh my gosh, this song is so good. And people were just going nuts on TikTok over it, you know, choreographing dances. And I tried, you know, I got a little bit down, but I just stopped. I stopped trying to learn it because why? But it's pretty good. I might, like, if I know I'm going somewhere that's going to have dancing, maybe I'll learn it just to freak people out. Like, I'll just start doing it, you know, amongst the older people. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, what's she doing? And I'll say, this is the Lady Gaga dance. So maybe, I don't know. Anywho, moving on. Let's see. The performance was a vivid reflection of the duality at the heart of her latest album, Mayhem. And she kept switching her looks in the set. Of course she did. And, you know, did she do Poker Face? I thought I just saw that. Yeah, she did. She did do Poker. That's like one of my favorites. It's a fun song. I love it. It's great. Let's see. I guess she'll be reprising at the second week of the festival with another performance on April 18th. Ahead of her upcoming tour called the Mayhem Ball. And the North American part of that tour will kick off with several nights in Las Vegas, followed up in Mexico City, Rio de Janeiro, and Singapore. And you can get your tickets, which are probably a massive amount of money. Let's see how much they are. Let's look, shan't we? Just because I feel like it. See this screen? Let's see if you can see it. Nope, you can't. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share the screen of Lady Gaga tickets. Now, I don't know where I went. Oh, StubHub. All right, so these are resale, but whatever. So this is in Indio, California. This is Coachella, right? Let's see how much tickets are. 2. I'm gonna have 2 tickets together. General admission is just walking in. Look at it. It says cheapest. Are you seeing this? $7.75. Can you see? I got to make sure you can see it. Can you see it? All right. So $7.75. But if you want the shuttle, general admission, which means you have to fight for a spot to stand, is $9.47. But that's including fees. So there you go. So you're all set. Yay. And then VIP, 2 tickets, $10.97 each. But what does that include? Act fast now. These tickets are in high demand and viewed by 1,020 people in the past hour. But what are you getting? Section VIP. You're just, I don't think you're getting much of anything. Let's be honest. I don't know, but Look at that. Green Day, Post Malone, Travis. I mean, Coachella's like big deal. I'm going to X out of that. So, yeah, so pretty expensive. Let's see what's going on. Laura, what's going on? I'm glad you found my show by accident. I didn't even announce I was coming on. I like the Saturdays. I think they work for me, and hopefully they work for you. And you know what? If they don't, the cool thing is you can watch us later, which is nice. Patty says, Kiki, how is Al and your family? We're doing great. Thank you so much, Patty. And how is your family doing? And you wonderful people. You guys are great. And Barry, happy Saturday to you too. And a big heart coming your way. Hello, Barry. Everybody say hi to Barry. Let's see. Boone's Farm strawberry wine. I don't think it was a flavor though, Kathy. I think it was just like a disgusting wine with bits of things in it, like maybe toenails or something. That's how bad it was. It was gross. So Evie says, it appears to me that incarcerated criminals are allowed more rights than Wendy is. You know what? I have to agree with you on that. Our system as a whole is so messed up. Our society, social media, I think is destroying. I'm not going to listen. I'm on social media right now. YouTube is social media, but I think social media is destroying the younger generation. There's my 2 cents. I really do. I think social media taken in certain contexts is destroying our younger generation's minds. I think it's destroying their feelings. I think it's making people paranoid. And, I just think there could be a lot of good with it, though. We have to say that. I mean, there's a lot of good in social media, like now today, for instance, and this is not to whatever. I'm not bragging or anything like that, but I saw that a local animal shelter needs supplies, and they showed a picture of this cute little kitten. So it said you can donate, have like some animal food sent from Amazon to our shelter, which is here in Rhode Island. And I'm like, you know what? I know this shelter. They do a lot of really great things for animals. So I donated a bag of cat food. I mean, that's what I could do today. I was able to do it. I saw the post. So like I'm saying, there's a lot of good social media can do for our society. Things like that. Really good things. But some things, like, I'm sorry, as much as I like TikTok, there's a lot of things on there. I just go, what the heck? You're mind effing people, and just stop it. Anyway, I'm just going to move on now, shall I? So social media can be very, very, very good, and it can help people and animals and all kinds of great things. So just take it with, what you can take social media with. Ignore the crap, push that all aside, and, take the good out of it if you can, and just try to make it good for you. Okay. Rant over. All right, let's see. But back to Coachella, I just have to talk about this because I saw this headline. This is from businessinsider.com. And the headline says, literal hell, Coachella festival goers say they've been waiting in traffic for 12 hours to get into the campground. Now, there is a documentary about the Fire Festival that took place a few years ago. And I'm not sure if that was on Hulu or Netflix, maybe both, who knows. If you have not seen that, FYRE, oh my gosh, that was in California too, I believe, the Fire Festival. What a show. What a terrible experience that had to be for people. And now, of course, Woodstock pops in my mind. Not that I was there, because I was like, what, a few months old. I wasn't at Woodstock, and I wasn't conceived there either, just in case you were wondering, because I was already born. But I was like, was I maybe a year and a half or something? Anyway, not that matters. I found a baby picture of myself last night because I was adopted. Why am I ranting? I don't know. And allegedly, this little baby picture, I should have brought it in here, but I didn't. Allegedly, I was told this little baby picture was me in the hospital when I was only a day or so year old-ish. I'm looking at the picture going, this isn't me. And I sent the picture to my daughter. She goes, that's not you. I bet you they switched you with another baby in the hospital, or they gave your birth person the wrong picture. And I'm thinking, if I was switched, so what? Because I landed with the parents I was supposed to land with. So I'm happy about that. But in terms of the picture, I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they switch the pictures or switch the babies? I could be belonging to someone else. I'm telling you. Anyway, it's funny when you go, again, cleaning out stuff. I'm cleaning out things, throwing things away. I took everything off the top of my desk the other day and I put it all in bags, right? And I said, okay, I'm just going to keep going through like a bag a day. I throw out so much crap. It's not even funny, but I still have stuff that I kept, but I don't even understand it. I don't know what happened. I have an entire shopping bag full of pens and pencils. Can you just tell me why? I don't know. Like filled. It's got to be 3 pounds of pens and pencils. I'm like, I don't need this many pens and pencils, but I kept some. But I got rid of most because we're going to have another yard sale. We're going to have like 500 more yard sales till all this crap is gone. I can't. Like now I'm just in the mode of let's get rid of it. But then some things I just can't throw away. So of course I come across these pictures. And I'm going, oh my God. And then I came across a picture of me doing my Cher impersonation. Holy crap. I'm like, dude, I had a 6-pack, kind of. Like I had a line down my stomach because I used to work out. I used to run. I used to do sit-ups. I looked good. I'm not going to lie. I did. It was a long time ago. And I sent my daughter that picture too. She's like, oh my gosh, find your outfit and be Cher for Halloween. I'm like, first of all, my ankle wouldn't even fit into the skirt that I was wearing. Isn't that crazy how our bodies, like, I don't know what happened. It's like it just happened overnight. I don't know. I have these bulges where I never had bulges before. It's terrible. Anyway, hi, let's go back it up, girl. Back it up. BusinessInsider.com. This is from. So festival goers said that the process to get into the festival in previous years, maybe took a couple of hours. This year, really bad, really, really bad. So some people said they waited up to 12 hours to get into the campsite on Thursday. Some people were still waiting, though, after that. And, here we go. And then let's see. Adam Roberts told Business Insider, I made a joke earlier that I didn't know Fire Festival tickets were included in admission this year, but that's honestly how I feel. Fire. That's what I was just talking about. And he said he felt duped. So festival goers who paid at least a minimum of $800 a ticket to go to this festival said that they didn't hear anything about delays on the way in. They kept receiving updates on the app for the festival, never said a word of extended traffic times. And let's see, Instagram promoted partnerships with American Express and Nobu. Representatives for Coachella didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Now, see, they should say something. Look at the line. I'll show you this. This is crazy. Let's just look here. Go back here. Look at that. I would lose my I would lose my shit. I would just say it because I have no patience for that. I used to. I really did. I'm not going to lie. My life has changed. My mind has changed. My heart has changed. I would never be able to sit in a line. I would want to claw my skin off at that point if that was I. I'm serious. I wouldn't do it. These stupid ads that constantly pop up. So Business Insider spoke with several Coachella veterans who have been to the festival many, many times. It takes place over 2 weekends, and everyone they spoke to said they had never seen what they experienced this past Thursday. Haley Maxwell was off to her 5th Coachella when she arrived at 3 a.m. in Indio, California. While the official website says camping opens at 9 a.m. on the Thursday before the festival, which runs from Friday to Monday, Maxwell said that she typically hadn't seen that in the past. She said they usually open the gates around 3:15 to 3:30 a.m. every single year, which is why people wait around the area. And she went on to say, we're usually at the campsite before sunrise. I'm not even to the security checkpoint yet. She had been in line for 9 hours at that point when she called Business Insider from her car about 12:30 in the afternoon. Oh, girl, just no. No. But what are you going to do? You've paid $800 plus a ticket. You're not leaving. You're going to stay there and get into the dang festival. So she's went on to say that the directions were the same they had on the website in the past years, but this time they're directing people a different way. There was no traffic control, so nobody knew where they were going. It took us 4 hours just to travel half a mile. Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. Also, there were a lack of toilets and food. Fire Festival, I'm like automatically thinking Fire Festival. I'm telling you, watch that documentary. It was really good, but crazy. And concert goers were saying that the lack of restrooms available while they waited to get into the festival was really annoying. And Kayla Standring said, it's the middle of the desert. There isn't a bush to hide behind. I had to open both of the car doors to block myself. Then the girls in the car behind us saw, and they started doing that. I started a revolution for the women. Good for you, Kayla. And let's see, Roberts, I think we just talked about that person, said that people are peeing in cups. And she got to the festival at 4:30 in the morning. It's been 8 hours. People got to do what they got to do. Absolutely. But what if you don't have a cup? What if you don't have a cup? You're just going to drop and plop right on the highway. I wouldn't care. I would say, I don't care. I got to go. I mean, when you got to release the liquid, the liquid's going to direct you. You know what I mean? The liquid is telling you when you are going to go, and there's no turning back. And also, many people said they just stopped drinking water so they wouldn't have to go to the bathroom. But then you could become dehydrated because it was really hot that day. And some people's cars were overheating, and some people had already run out of gas. That's a problem too. And what if you have an electric car? I don't want that. I don't want an electric car. Thanks very much. I've told you guys before, I've seen people at 10 o'clock at night charging their cars, just sitting there. Like, why? Nope, not doing it. I don't want one. I have no desire. And the ones I've seen don't even look nice. I'm sure there are very nice ones, but the ones that I have generally noticed, I don't want one. I don't want to be plugging my car in. And what if it's a snowstorm and your car's out of juice? What are you going to do? You're going to sit in the freezing cold. Oh, I got to charge my car. No. But some people were then getting DoorDash to deliver food because there was no food available either. And let's see, when Kayla asked a security guard what was going on, she was told to download the Coachella app to find out. But every festival goer who spoke with Business Insider said they hadn't received any communication from Coachella staff. And there was also a lack of signs or traffic control on the ground, which we already talked about. And people were flooding Coachella's Instagram, and there were no answers. So they were going over to Reddit to contact city officials. That's ridiculous. I mean, you're charging people all of this money to get into, you got to have it under control. People were even calling the police, this article says. So I don't know. You know, that's why at this stage of my life, I wouldn't do it. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I just wouldn't do it. I don't have the patience. I don't have the wherewithal or the mental fortitude to sit in a line, shut my car off, and worry about where I'm tinkling. I can't do it. Hello, Christine. How are you? Nice to see you. Kind of see you. And Bob Seger, which I thought he had ended everything. I thought not, I just thought his career was over. I thought he retired back in like 2019. I don't know, but he's got a tour going on and he's got more farewell dates, including a Northern California stop. So fans have been hoping and hoping that they would get to see Bob Seger once again. And Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, he's out there. And tickets went on sale in November. Boy, am I late to that party. So this will be his final tour, but you know how that goes. And let's see. If you're a fan club member, you can, get access to other things, I guess. Go to bobseger.com/bullet club. And no official reason was given as to why Bob decided to make this his final tour, but he has undergone some medical issues. This is from marinjj.com. Again, I didn't think he was going back out at all. Actually, this article goes on to say he was supposed to perform in 2017 at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, but he couldn't make it because he was under doctor's orders to attend an urgent medical issue concerning his vertebrae. And that was the release at that time. And Bob had gone online and said, "I'm so disappointed to have to suspend the tour as the band is on a great roll. It's a privilege to play for our amazing fans, hoping to be back on the road very soon." So I don't know. Let's look. I got to look now. Because I just get curious. Let's see. Google. When was the last time Bob Seger performed? His last concert was on November 1st of 2019 at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. This was the end of his Roll Me Away tour and his retirement from touring. See, I know I'm not that nuts. I know I'm semi-nuts, but I'm like, I thought he was done. And he announced a final tour in 2018, which included 32 shows, including 6 at DTE Energy Music Theater in Detroit. Listen, I love me some Bob Seger like the next person. So I think it's a great thing he's back out there. I just didn't think he was going to be back out there again. So you know what, Bob? Good for you. I love you. I love you, Bob Seger. Don't you love Bob Seger, though? Like, dude, I mean, Bob Seger, 70s Bob Seger. Shut the front door. Amazing. My hair, can we talk about my hair for 1 second? I know I'm digressing a lot today, but it is what it is. This is where my brain's taking me. I have to do it. So I bought this tool a long time ago from Revlon, but I got it from TJ Maxx. So it was a good deal, $20. I bought it months ago and it crimps your hair. Okay. Gives your hair waves. However, thankfully I have a lot of hair. So I tried it this morning. I said, let me see what this is. I want to do the beachy wave thing. Oh my gosh. It took me forever to do it. And some pieces were coming out really good. Some were not coming out at all. Or they were just a little wavy. I'm like, this is stupid. So I had to finish because I had one side of my hair done, not the other side. I'm like, all right, let me just finish it. But it took forever and I didn't like it. So then I decided, well, let me curl my hair now because it looks stupid. So I have to do something to it to make it look decent. Well, don't think if you crimp your hair and make it wavy, you're going to be able to curl it that easy. This was frustrating to even get to the point I got to. And as you can, it's just, so I'm not crimping my hair again. The beachy waves, if they happen, they happen. I don't know. But don't think you're going to make your hair wavy and then go right in with the curling iron and fix it if it doesn't look right. It didn't work out. I got it to work out, but it took a while. I'm exhausted. Anyway, Let's talk about Art Garfunkel. This is from US Magazine, US Magazine, Us Magazine. Do you see what I'm saying? I think I scorched my brain. So many heating tools today on my head. That's what happened. Art Fargunkel. Art Fargunkel. I can't. Art Fargunkel. Art Garfunkel. You say that 20 times fast. Art Garfunkel. Imagine if I said something else, but anyway. Art Garfunkel breaks silence on long-standing health battle. It wasn't easy. Now I feel bad. I'm reading the title of this article. Now I'm calling him Art Fargunkel. I can't even say it again. Help me. That is a hard name. Isn't that a hard name though? I'm not even going to say it again because I don't want to. I don't want to. So Art, we'll just call him Art right now, okay? He opened up about stepping away from his legendary music career because of a long-standing battle with his skin condition psoriasis, which is a terrible, terrible skin condition to have. And Art said, psoriasis is something I lived with quietly for many years. It was part of my life, even during my most public moments, including on tours, but I rarely, if ever, spoke about it. Art is 83 years old. 83. Like, where did the time go? He told People magazine in an interview that came out on Friday, April 4th, so just about a week ago. So he's had numerous treatments for the autoimmune disease, which can cause patches of dry and irritated skin, but he's had little success with it until recently, and he's experimented with different creams, remedies, even treatments involving UV light and tar without much relief. Art said, my treatment journey was long and it wasn't easy. I remember being completely covered in tar. What a mess. Some gave me temporary relief, but nothing really lasted. It was a frustrating cycle. The itching always came right back, and so did the scales. It was so uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. And he was also forced to put his music career on hold because he had to always cover it up. And he said, performing is such a big part of who I am, so having to step back because of my psoriasis was difficult. I could be in front of thousands of people, but still have to cover up. It can affect your confidence, your comfort in your own skin, and it isolates you in ways people don't see. But he's comfortable, being in front of people again. And he's been using Illumia, a pharmaceutical treatment that manages moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. So he's beginning a new chapter in his life, and him and his wife of 37 years, her name is Kim, and his family are giving him a tremendous amount of support. And there, let me show you a picture of Art and his wife. Let's just look at Art. There's Art here. Let's look at Art. You see, there he is. There he is. Art Garfunkel. I said it right that time because I wasn't thinking about it, So he said, with the treatment that works for me and the support from my love of my life, Kim, and the rest of my family, I'm in a different place. I realized that sharing my story might help someone else who is in the thick of it. By revealing my story, I want to reach someone who is struggling with psoriasis and let them know you are not alone and that there is hope to place psoriasis in the rear view mirror of your life. And that's the great thing, when you're a celebrity, you can actually help people. Oh, Christine, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to my members too, of course, Patty and Tanya, who is not here right now, my other members. Thank you so much, because everything you do to help keeps that on the air. And I know that thousands of you are listening to us every day. It's crazy for me to even say that, but thousands of people listen to this little radio station we started, grassroots, every single day. So we appreciate that from you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you so, so much. And also just trying to keep this channel going too. So thank you, Christine. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, everybody. Deej, who supports the channel, who supports the radio station, who has in the past, Roberta, Kurt, Mark, everybody who has supported us. We thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hearts to you, to all of you. And, more about Art, just a little bit here. I don't think him and Paul Simon have reunited yet. As a matter of fact, no, they haven't, because this is from people.com. And he says that Art says that he knows fans are holding out hope that there will be a Simon and Garfunkel reunion, and he said he's not giving up hope either. But, when you go back, and I've read some things on this channel about Art and Paul's relationship, and there's been some things. I mean, Art has, been pretty mad at Paul for something that happened a long time ago. And that's what I've said. It's really too bad when you see these artists, carrying on anger and frustration and just not speaking with each other. It's so harmful. And so, like, sometimes I guess it depends on the situation, but sometimes you gotta let shit go. Really. You gotta move on, because life's coming to a close for all of us. I mean, every day that passes. This is just really an uplifting conversation, isn't it? But it's true. Like, again, Daryl Hall and John Oates, now REO Speedwagon, now Art Simon, to freaking help me here. Art Garfunkel and Paul Simon. Do you see what I'm saying? But I caught myself. At least I caught myself. And I didn't like go on saying Art Simon, but Art and Paul. Just simplify it for myself, I guess, today. It's the heating tools. Telling you it's the heating tool. But after all these decades, they're still not reunited. Reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, and we understood Peaches and Herb. Remember that song? It was a great song. So who knows, will they get back together? It'd be a great opportunity for the both of them financially. Do they need it? Doubt it. But, financially and let's be honest, not just talking about the money, spiritually and emotionally, to do that music thing one more time, while they still can. I think that would be pretty amazing. And then, Vince Neil, I guess there's been some stuff going on with him. This is from people.com as well. Mötley Crüe canceled Boardwalk Rock Festival concert due to Vince Neil's health concerns. I'm like, what the heck's going on with Vince? I mean, he's had a lot. He's been through a lot this past year, but they were supposed to co-line a festival with Def Leppard. So I really don't know what happened to Vince. I again kept this for here. So let's see, a month after announcing the delay of Mötley Crüe's Las Vegas residency, they then announced that they could no longer perform at the Boardwalk Rock Festival in Ocean City, Maryland on Saturday, May 17th. And according to a previous concert poster, they were supposed to co-headline the festival's opening day with Def Leppard. What an amazing show that would be. Say what you want about Vince, but Mötley Crüe and Def Leppard, I mean, very cool. So Alice in Chains, took their place, or is taking their place. And let's see. Sunday, May 18th, co-headliners Nickelback and Shinedown will perform. But I guess this concert was supposed to take place, or did take place, on April 2nd. Boy, am I behind the 8 ball, but it is what it is. Because I really have not dug into the whole Vince Neil thing. So I don't know what happened. It just says, due to health concerns, Mötley Crüe will no longer be able to join us in Ocean City this May. Oh, okay. So it is happening in May. It did not happen yet. We will miss them and wish them well, the Boardwalk Festival shared in its post. And the band said Mötley Crüe will be unable to perform at Boardwalk Rock in Ocean City, Maryland on May 17th, as Vince Neil is recuperating after a required medical procedure advised by the doctors. Vince's health comes first, and we fully support him in prioritizing his recovery. Please join us in wishing him well. And that's what their post read. What happened? I don't know. I don't think anything's out there. If you know, put it in the chat, and we'll see. But I don't know. But I know you guys know. So let's see. Oh, Valion, how the heck are you? Haven't seen you in a really long time. So wow, welcome aboard. That's cool. Very cool. Very cool to have you here. Molly Holly says, I know 2 people that have gone into renal failure from medication for psoriasis. That's very scary. Very, very scary. and hopefully they're okay. Oh, by the way, I know I'm really on a rant today. I'm on a raging diversification with my thoughts, but it is what it is. So these eyelashes I have on, I don't know if you can see them. Let me so there. I know it's very scary, right? Very scary. But these eyelashes, and listen, I know I've said don't buy a lot of stupid stuff. Don't do it. I bought these because I love false eyelashes. I love them. I don't wear them all the time, but I do wear them. So these I saw on TikTok. They're called Lily Lashes. And I normally wear magnetic eyelashes because they're easier for me. I am not gluing stuff on my you crazy? No. So supposedly, allegedly, these just adhere to your eyelid with your own body heat. I've had these suckers on for a couple of hours now. They're not going anywhere. And I know that they just pull right off. So if you like, all right, let me back up for just a second. They were a little cumbersome to get them on and apply. And then I added my own eyeliner. And then I had to add some mascara to like my inner lashes because these are called half lashes. But I got to tell you, they're staying. I'm blinking. I'm doing all kinds of things and they're staying on. So Lily Lashes on TikTok, I will be buying more of these. Supposedly these are good for several wears. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll let you know if they last the whole night. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, Mick Jagger. I always like to let you guys know, if I like something. Oh, so Fallion says, "You look good with your lashes. I've seen some women who look like cows with theirs." I know, right? I was a little nervous. I said, "These are kind of, oh, what's going on? These are kind of big. These are kind of big, and I don't know how I feel about them yet, but I had to get them on properly, and they look pretty decent. So thank you very much." Mick Jagger is getting engaged. This is crazy. He's 81. This is from Reddit, okay? So Mick Jagger is 81 and he's engaged to Melanie Hamrick. She's 37, but they may not be getting married. And this is from the Independent Online, official on Reddit. So let's open this. All right. Like, why wouldn't they get married? Why would you get engaged and not get married? I don't get it. So Melanie actually put it out there that her and Mick are engaged. She's a former ballerina and they've been dating for more than a decade. Listen, dude, right there. And let's stop right there. You've been dating for more than a decade. And so you were 27, he was 71. Oh my God. I can't. I cannot even think about it. I just can't. I'm sorry. It's not, I just thought about it and it's wrong on every level. It just is. And another thing, if you're engaged for 10 years plus and you don't have no ring on your finger, what are you doing? What are you doing? But you may not get married. Now you're engaged. I don't get it. So she did a new interview with Paris Match. It's a French publication. Oh, but this is what she said. We've been engaged 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years. So so not only have they been dating for over a decade, they've been engaged for a couple of years. But she said marriage may not be in the cards. And she said maybe one day we'll marry, maybe not. Dude. We are so happy in our current life that I would be too afraid to change anything. Prenup. Prenup. So they previously, made people chat about, ooh, are they engaged? She's got a diamond on. That was back in 2023, but she said, no, it's not an engagement ring. Let me show you. Oh, no, don't do that. No. I can't play that. I can't even X out of it for crying out loud. All right, so let me just show you a picture. Quite lovely young lady. She's lovely. She's lovely. Look at that interview there. There she is. There she is. 37. I can't. Is it still on? Can you still see it? Yep. So let's see what else she said. If she said anything else at all. Oh, okay. She said, I mean, I have to giggle because did Mick give me the ring? Yes. Is it for that finger? Yes. She told People magazine. But are we like horny teenagers where we're giving each other, in my mind, it's a promise ring, we'll be immature and call it a promise ring? Help me now. And she also said, maybe a spark, but nothing incredible like, come on, I'll blow your mind and we'll travel the world. This is when she first met him. We didn't even exchange phone numbers. At the time, I wasn't in a relationship, but he was. It just gets better as we keep reading. It just gets better. It's like she didn't even think he was hot the first time she met him. Well, because he was 71 or 70. They started their relationship months after they met, and they had a kid together. All right, so they had a kid, Devereaux, Octavian, Basil. That happened in 2016. And Devereaux is Mick's youngest child, and he's got 8 kids with 5 different women. You know, these are things you forget about, and until you read into them again. So yeah, so anyway, they might get married. They might not. Eric Clapton, this is from Forbes.com. His classic album finally hits number 1 nearly half a century later. So, according to Billboard, he's leading the pack. Decades after this album was released, one of our legendary guitarist's most beloved projects reappears on the Blues Only tally and just goes higher and higher on the chart. And Slow Hand hit number 1 on the Blues Albums chart, which is incredible. Number 1. It re-entered the Blues album chart at number 1. And this week marks the first time the project has led this particular ranking, and it's been a long journey to the summit. I mean, you don't want to call it the wrong chart, but it would have been nice if it was on the rock chart, right? Because, I mean, but, he's blues as well, of course. And Slow Hand is a newcomer to the blues chart despite being released nearly 50 years ago, 50. Slow Hand is still relatively new to the blues albums chart. The project didn't debut on the genre-specific list until January of this year. Since then, it has popped on and off the roster, managing just 3 appearances total so far. So Slow Hand is Eric's 5th album. It was released on November 25th of 1977 by RSO Records. Speaking of cows, the little cow was on the label. You all know what I'm talking about. You know the label. Like, isn't it funny how you can remember record labels? I know I do. And it was one of his best-selling albums. And 2 of the biggest hits from it, Lay Down Sally and Wonderful Tonight, are on there. And it's won many, many awards and certifications. And in 2012, a deluxe edition was released to celebrate the album's 35th anniversary. Also, come on, a great song on there, Cocaine. I mean, that's just a great song. I love it. So yeah, Eric Clapton. You gotta love the Clapton. Isn't he going on tour? Tell me, because I think so. I thought I saw something that he's going on tour. But Bon Jovi, now this is kind of crazy. This is from People.com. His restaurant in New Jersey feeds the homeless, but the mayor wants to shut it down. Now I saw this headline. I'm going, what the what? Like, what do you mean they want to shut it down? He's got a couple, right? 2 at least of these restaurants, and they help people. And it's JBJ's Soul Kitchen. So the restaurants, as far, from what I've read, you go in, you pay what you can. And if you can't pay at all, I think he, or whoever works there has you work in the kitchen or do some tasks for them to pay for your food, which is a very cool concept, I think. I've always said It's a very cool concept. So Tom's River Mayor Daniel Roderick had some choice words for the Star's JBJ Soul Kitchen pop-up that opened in February. So what did the mayor say? Let's see. Okay. All right, wait. Okay. So let's back up just a smidge. So him, John, and his wife Dorothea launched the John Bon Jovi Soul Foundation back in 2006 with a goal of ending hunger and homelessness. So, in that pursuit of doing what they wanted to do for the community, they opened the JBJ Soul Kitchen, which is a New Jersey based nonprofit restaurant that has a pay it forward model to accommodate pretty much everybody, you know. So, on the official website, it says it's not a pay what you want model or a soup kitchen. As customers pay for their meals, the suggested price is $12, very, very discounted in today's society, and are given the opportunity to pay for someone else's meal, assisting those who can't pay and instead volunteer their time. That's great, you know. First restaurant opened in 2011 in Red Bank and then expanded to Tom's River and Jersey City. Okay, so they have three. So in February, they opened up a temporary pop-up location in Tom's River's Ocean County Library, which is set to shut down in May. And while most of the people there praised John Bon Jovi and his commitment to do what he's doing for the community, Tom's River Mayor Daniel Roderick has a different opinion about the whole thing. The mayor believes that the restaurant is driving up the homeless population in the town by encouraging unhoused individuals across New Jersey and even neighboring states to congregate around the eatery. Really? I mean, come on. How much are you going to eat in a day? Let's be honest about it. So Roderick said, if they're going to turn this into a homeless shelter, hell, cut everybody a check and give them a Barnes & Noble gift card. What? Wow. Oh my gosh. And he went on to say, I definitely want it gone. We certainly don't think that the library is a good place. The issue was never Bon Jovi. It was the Ocean County Board of Commissioners who engaged with these nonprofits. And he also called the pop-up a safety concern, saying that incidents have occurred because of the JBJ Soul Kitchen. So what incidents happened? We have data that they have not increased. It's not a soup kitchen. So they're saying incidents have not increased because it's not a soup kitchen. I mean, it sounds like it's not your typical soup kitchen, but it does help people who are in need of food. So it's really on that line, that fine line of, no, it's a restaurant because you're getting served, but it is helping people who cannot, get a proper meal. So it is that fine line. Is it a soup kitchen? Is it not? It's not your typical, oh, we're going to go stand in line and get our food type of situation. But, you know what I'm trying to say. JBJ Soul Kitchen has served over 208,000 meals, with 59% of the meals earned through customers volunteering and 41% paid with donations. That is very cool. You can't really put down what's happening here. Again, here's a celebrity trying to make a difference with his celebrity. And you got to give him a boatload of credit for that. And in 2016, they had their 10th anniversary of the foundation being formed. And former President Bill Clinton praised the eatery and the singer's efforts to combat food insecurity. And former President Bill Clinton said, I came here to add my voice of thanks to John and Dorothea, who house the homeless and feed the hungry, and remind us all that underneath our differences, we're not so different after all, said the 42nd president. If you have not eaten there, you ought to treat yourself. And again, not political or anything. This is just what happened. And I think it's still it's cool. I mean, they're being praised for what they do. And in 2020, John Bon Jovi told people that if we could put a roof over someone's head or put food in their belly, it's quite simple. We don't need a scientist to find the cure. And I'm with you, John Bon Jovi. Good for you. I mean, knowing that the mayor wants to shut that down, that's pretty sad. I mean, really, you got something good happening. Where's all the data saying that there's all these bad things happening around the restaurant? I didn't see any. Did you? No. Okay, and then this is from ultimateguitar.com. So Gene Simmons, he got a lot of flack for wanting someone to pay $12,495 to be his roadie in a tour that he canceled some of the shows because now he's going to do something with Kiss, like a one-off thing. But now Gene says, I'll be your biggest fan. You can pay $30,000 per show to replace Gene Simmons on his solo tour. So, I mean, here's the thing. Would you want to replace Gene Simmons, or would you want to be alongside of Gene Simmons? Because I think anyone who's going to pay that kind of money is going to want Gene Simmons to be there, to be a part of it. They're not going to want to step in his shoes and pay 30 grand. My own thoughts. I don't know. Maybe you see it differently. Let me know. So Gene Simmons announced, about the roadie thing for $12,495, but you would actually load up gear, you would set up amps to your heart's content, you would go on stage, and you would even get a signed bass guitar that was used in Kiss sessions. But then that offer was canceled when Kiss announced a reunion show in celebration of their fan club's 50th anniversary. But, Gene. He's like, I got to do something else. So Gene said, like I said a few days ago, I always imagined what it'd be like on stage when I was watching shows as a kid. I think the roadie deal is great, but it came to my mind that I could be doing more for my fans. Why not let them play and sing instead of me? Here's the deal, Gene says. I'll be pretty busy with the Kiss show and everything, so I'll have you as my official replacement. You get to meet with the band in the morning, go through the set. What you should do, you sit down for a drink or something, you go to the venue and rock everyone's brains out. My assistant is going to be there to teach you to walk in platform shoes if you need that. And he said in total, 17 fans are going to get this golden opportunity. And this will account for the 17 canceled shows that are now back on board. See, this is where he's always thinking about the dollar. Always, because the shows are canceled. But why do we need to cancel those shows? My band can still go out because my band's not going to be with me while I'm with Kiss. They're not going to be doing anything. So we might as well get them paid, have someone pay $30,000 to step in my shoes. But who's going to pay to go see somebody they don't know sing instead of Gene Simmons? I don't know. So the person's going to pay 30 grand, but then what if no tickets get sold to that said shows? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. But let's see what else he says. Oh, so let's see. Justin Martins, who is a spokesperson for Simmons, shared the following information through a press release. He said, "There's nothing like being on stage and hearing people cheer your name. But imagine if you could, for a moment, be one of the biggest rock stars on the planet as it happens. Fans who apply for this once-in-a-lifetime chance will get a lift from the airport and meet the team in a hotel. They'll meet and be coached by Mr. Simmons through video call. And the crew will be on standby for anything they require." And he goes on to say, "They won't need to worry about gear or the like because we'll also be reinstating the original roadie for a day position." So that's $12,495 on top of the $30,000 for the person who's going to step into Gene Simmons' place on stage. And he goes on to say, after playing a great show, the replacement Demon will have a chance to hang out with fans, have a few more drinks, and then enjoy a good night's rest. All travel and accommodation costs are included, but sadly, Mr. Simmons will need his entire arsenal. So you will have to bring your own bass guitar for $30,000. So Gene said something else. He said that the replacement Demon will have access to a few of his costumes and makeup artists who will help them look like his spitting image. Gene said, I've worn those outfits a lot over the years, and they're infused with everything Simmons. You'll walk, look, talk, and feel exactly like I do, so just don't do the tongue thing. That's trademarked. Just do this, and I'll be your biggest fan for a day. So, not sure how I'm feeling about that. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to tell fans it's not Gene Simmons who's going to be there, but it's a person stepping into Gene Simmons' ensemble and pretending to be. Are they pretending to be Gene for 30,000? I don't know. It sounds like whoever pays the 30 grand is going to be dressed up like Gene. That's how I'm taking it. And fans will think it's Gene, but aren't they going to tell it's not Gene? What if he can't sing? What if he can't stand up in platform shoes? I don't know. It's just who's going to pay? Who's going to pay to see that? Because that's like a nightclub thing, right? That's more of like a contest type of thing. Kathy, I don't know. That's what I'm kind of confused. I think maybe they're going to be dressed up like Gene. So, oh, okay. Penny, hi, Penny from England. Nice to see you. To all of you seeing Lou this year, you lucky ducks. Wish I was. You look great, Kiki. Thank you so much. And love from England. And love to you too from here in the States, Penny. Hopefully Lou comes over there and sees you. He's going to be with foreigners for some dates. So maybe, Penny, you will get to see Lou. I hope so. And this week let's see, where are we? What year? 1986 I picked. So this week in 1986, here were the top 10 songs that were playing on your radio and mine. At number 10, we had Tender Love by Force MDs. Oh my God. Tender Love, Tender Love. All right. At number 9, The Harlem Shuffle by the Rolling Stones. Great song. At number 8, we had West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys. West End Girls. Let's Go All the Way by Sly Fox. At number 7, Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer, the late Robert Palmer, at number 6. Give Me What You Need by In Excess at number 5. And this actually went down a couple of notches at number 4, John Mellencamp, ROCK in the USA. At number 3, The Bangles with Manic Monday, which was written by Prince. At number 2, coincidentally, Kiss by Prince and the Revolution. And at number 1, raise your hand if you remember this song, Rock Me Amadeus, 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 Rock Me Amadeus by the late Falco. Rock Me Amadeus, number 1 on Billboard's Hot 100 this week in 1986. Guys, it's been real. It's been real fun, and it's just been amazing. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and I will see you very soon. Make sure you download the free app to kiki.fm. Hit the like button for me. I really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and you guys are great. I hope you had fun. I definitely did. Guys, I love you. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys. Bye. Love, guys. Happy Saturday. Bye.